Coming to you live from the Manila Kendo Club here in the YMCA of Makati Incorporated in Manila, Philippines. We're here today with round number 10. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of WTL KungFu Cup KFC. I am, of course, host Yaku of Zaku, and with me today is El Fabricante del Miel Cuyo Hijo Se Llama Johnny! We have Light _ VIP. How we doing, Light?
Hi. Oh my god, it's great to see you. It's great to be back, Bob. It's great to be back once again here with another week of KungFu Cup. Yaku, it has been so long since we've casted together. I appreciate it, Bobby. It's great to be back, and mate, we've got quite a matchup.
We have quite a matchup in front of us. It is a TvZ, which is much appreciated. Have been quite a lack of them going on in the channel lately, and we are kicking it off on Neo Humanity. We're in the top left-hand corner map, spawning all the way in this top left-hand corner map. We have our red Zerg player coming down, gonna be representing Team StarCom. We have, who was formerly known as Ratata, Wayne.
And
formerly known as Vanya.
There you go. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Neo Humanity, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean. No, he is living in the land of Korea. We have the American. It's his day, Papi. It's what's the day after his day, but it's the
time zone is still there.
True. It's the American Terran player living in the land of South Korea, representing Maturino Esports. It is Future.
USA.
Let's go. So a lot is happening right now. One, Future went for an eBay block, but little did he know that as he went for the engineering bay block, Wayne went for a pool first opener, and he is rushing into roaches.
Yeah, that forward hatchery should be a little bit of a tell, but I'm not sure if that's really gonna be enough for Future here to really know what's coming his way. Either way, he's gonna be playing defensively. Well, I hope he's going to be playing defensively here as he throws down that CC on the low ground. Hi.
Yeah, so there are a couple of really rough things here for Future. One, as we saw, he did scout the base itself. He also saw the pool first, but he didn't go back into the main base with his SCV. He went back home instead. So he didn't really get a full scout of what's going on. He doesn't know about that Roach Warren. He knows about the pool first, though, and here we go. The Reaper does move out across the map. He is going to be dancing with these lings, and hopefully he comes across what's coming to him. Oh.
Yeah, he dodges right past the Queen, takes a couple of hits, and now the roaches do reveal themselves. Neo Humanity is a very short map, and these lings already making their way across the map are going to make it that much harder for Future to mount a defense.
Yeah, he's crazy, Poppy. He's throwing down a bunker on the low ground, so this is going to be a really tight defense. We'll see if he can pull this off. Yeah, there we go. It's typically ill-advised to try to hold the low ground. The roaches have arrived, and oh god, this is going to be a brutal cancel on an almost finished CC.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't cancel it.
Just lets it die?
But no, he sends out another SCV, you know? After, not when these many roaches are out, though.
Yeah.
It was just 4 roaches or something like that, you know? Sometimes a Terran player might think, okay, I'm gonna be getting my Cyclone out, this is still fine, but, yeah, not when you have that many roaches knocking down your front door.
Yeah, exactly.
And he... we were about to say the exact same thing, and he opens the wall. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah. The wall is not a wall. 2 deepers are gonna be going down, and again, this is a very late CC here for Future, just because of how much progression was on it. So, yeah, really rough start here for Future. He isn't gonna die, of course, but he is gonna be stuck on one base more than he would have liked to.
Yeah, and already you can see that Wayne is more than content with the damage he's dealt. He already took that forward. Hatchery, which does, of course, have the rich Vespine gas. So already he was going to be a little bit ahead in the income no matter what. But now, oh man, this is what's the word I'm thinking of here? Like a huge disparity. I was going to say inequality, but
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the economy is it's incredibly in favor of Wayne right now, but we'll see how Future can come back in this game. He does snipe an Overlord, does supply block Wayne for a little bit, so not too bad of a pickoff. Behind this, we're going straight into that third CC as well. Well, I say straight into it. It was a 1-1-1 opener into a third CC, so he's going to have much faster Banshees, which I think is a wise choice, especially against Roaches. On top of that, he may be able to try and punish the layout here of all these bases, maybe try to pick off some workers.
Yeah, I think this is probably the safest thing Future can do in this position. You know, he's setting himself up to be relatively defensive. Like you said, the layout does lend itself pretty well to tank defenses and whatnot, even if you're working off of 3 bases. And on top of that, the Banshees will not only provide a little bit of extra help against Roaches, but like you said, he can dip between the third base, the second base. Well, I say the second base. That's actually a third base location. He can dip between the rich base, the third base, and the main base, as the natural base does not get touched at all.
Yeah, that's interesting, right? He had the option to. He did force a cancel on the eBay, but he went for the triangular third instead of his natural base here. So, yeah, with this, he's going to be able to at least connect creep, and maybe that's what's more important right now, is to just spread creep as much as he can and just gain map control. He also rushed into that lair. The lair is done, and it's not for any kind of crazy tech. It is just to commit into Roaches.
Indeed. He got the lair in the low ground, which is interesting.
Yeah, it's a little bit more exposed, and maybe Future can take advantage of that. Back at home, he's still just banking up some of his units. Cloak is now done, and he now has those 2 Banshees.
Yeah. Lairs do have a little bit more health than hatcheries, right?
Yep.
There we go. That's why he did it. It makes sense. It makes sense. You know, he put the hatchery in a vulnerable position. He knows that if that hatchery goes down, then that's his cornerstone of defense. He needs more health on that.
There you go. There you go. The big brain plays made as he does saturate his third base a little bit, but he knocks down those rocks. He's been making nothing but links and roaches for a while now. He is banking up back at home, ready to just flood across the map. He's going for a follow-up all-in. A very strong timing here with roach speed and a +1 carapace.
Yeah, Future has to be very, very careful when it comes to his Banshees. He doesn't want to lose them unnecessarily because, of course, every single unit counts in this defense. He only has 1 tank. Now he's got a second on the way. The wall is already getting busted down, or not quite yet. Now it does.
Yeah, the wall goes down. Cyclone gets picked off, but these Banshees, again, they're doing so well for Future. They're picking off unit after unit. There is a little bit of anti-air with those Queens, but regardless, Roaches, Ravagers get picked off, and Wayne drones.
Future's Banshee control has been pretty fantastic, not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, and especially because if these Banshees had died across the map, then the game may have just ended.
Oh yeah.
Or at least Future would be stuck on 2 bases, but now he pushes back Wayne and he's able to actually get his third base up and running. You can see the worker counts are actually really similar, and the reason for that is because Wayne did cut workers earlier, so he kind of put himself in at an economic disadvantage to end the game, and he wasn't quite able to pull that off.
Yeah, I was about to attribute that solely onto Banshees, but looking at the units lost tab, yeah, only 4 drones went down in that harass, so Future has definitely been macroing to the best of his abilities here.
Yeah, he really has, and as a result, he has a better economy. Unfortunately, his upgrades are lacking because one of those eBays was sniped earlier, so he's falling a little bit behind when it comes to that, and alas, he can't really vie too much for map control. These Banshees are doing what they can, for sure, don't get me wrong, but for the most part, Wayne has control to just spread creep all over the map and take whatever bases he wants.
Look, you don't need bio armor anyway.
Yeah.
I hope. Look, you only need bio armor if your Zerg opponent's going for Banelings.
Yeah.
And Wayne, he's a roach boy, you know?
You're like, you know what?
From the likes of Dark and Neo Micah going for Infesta Roach.
You're like, hey, I beat a Zerg today and I didn't get +1 armor, okay? So
my TvZ win rate is 38%, mind you. So it's safe to say I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, 38% of the time. It's true, yeah.
I'm pretty sure 20 of those were insta-leaves.
Oh, God. Regardless, we do see Future heavily fortifying himself here. We've got some great SimCity with these depots. We have a wall of tanks. Behind this, though, Wayne is teching up quite heavily, actually. He's already working towards that hive.
Yeah, I'm really liking this from Wayne. He knows that the Roaches and the Ravagers, yeah, they're pretty good units. They can do decently well against tanks and whatnot, but as the game continues, especially against a Bioterran player, they are going to fall off quite a bit. They hit that point of diminishing returns, I think is the term I'm going for there. So, like you said, very quickly going for Hive, very quickly actually invested into Infestors before getting anything else, and that is really going to give him a lot of... That is really going to give him a lot of crowd control and a lot of... an ability to really set the pace of the fights and the engagements.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like, he has so much more breathing room because Future can't push into this. If he does, Fungals will be landing, and there are no Ghosts at the moment to deal with those. Ghost Academy is still just now starting, and that's going to be pretty crucial, not just to deal with these Infestors, but also with the would-be Lurkers as well, as we do see these Roaches making their best Lurker impression, just burrowing behind the army.
Yeah, it's a very thick little cloud of Roaches, but Wayne did very massively distract Future with that little skirmish at his front lines, and now these Roaches are going ham. They are killing off so many SCVs, and the production is very much ripe for the picking. There are a lot of tanks in the front line, so Wayne doesn't really want to push into that right now.
Yeah, I understand the logic there by Wayne. He's like, oh, I forced back all the Bio. That means the tanks are exposed. Well, there are enough tanks where they cover each other. We saw Wayne throw away a little bit too much trying to break through the front lines, but he still got 20 SCVs. And on top of that, he wanted to get rid of the Roaches. Remember, he's taking up towards Lurkers. Like, he needs to free up some of that supply.
He really does. But then again, I'd argue so does Future, because he just lost 20 workers, but he's maxed out now. Surprisingly... the supplies, the ratio of workers to army supplies are looking pretty even, not all things considered. So, yeah, it's not like Future is going to have a huge army supply advantage here, but still, it could really go either way. I'm really counting on these Infestors right now.
I'm loving that Future is doing his best Kaza impression right now, where you can kill like 30, 40 workers, but he's not going to replace them. He's just going to make nothing but army, and now he has a super maxed, insane Bio Marine Marauder army compared to this Roach Ravager of Wayne. It's so much more efficient. Wayne still doesn't have Hydras, he still doesn't have Lunkers.
The Infestors went down too. Now there's only one Viper here as a spellcaster, 2 Vipers. Okay, 3 Vipers, not too bad, but like you said, Blinding Cloud can help a ton, but without any sort of splash damage, without those Lunkers, without any Banelings, what's stopping Future from just stimming forward?
Yeah, exactly. Nothing, man. Absolutely nothing. Meanwhile, the Banshees, they're finally going to be going down, but hey, they've kind of, they've been alive the entire game. They've been doing whatever they can, even force a yoink, and the Banshee lives. Oh no!
That was just a shot out of spite there from that Banshee, like, ha-ha! I know I'm not gonna kill anything, but you thought you could kill me?
And just wasting some energy, just causing a little bit of chaos across the map. And yeah, Future, he has been able to turtle up well enough to max out with a pretty hefty army. He's still working on his upgrades though, so because of that, Wayne still has a lot of map control. He has the time to tech on up even further into Hydra Lurker Viper. He still has too many Roaches, but I'm sure he's gonna be working on that too.
Yeah, well, we'll see about that. I'm loving this. The 13-minute Baneling Nest did just finish up here for Wayne, so he's going to be able to diversify his splash damage as well. He has a lot of Lings that can pretty easily be turned into Banelings.
Yeah, exactly. So that will definitely help out against the Bio army. Meanwhile, the Viper is an edge on forward. Again, we are distracting Future right now. We're hoping to keep Future's attention here on the front lines as Wayne is setting up another backstab with another good chunk of Roaches.
And fortunately for Wayne this time, Future does have detection in the form of these missile turrets, and there are still plenty of tanks in the back line.
Yeah, exactly. These Roaches are going to have a hard time breaking on through. Looking at the vision, it looks like the turrets have been scattered, so Wayne is fully aware. But yeah, he can't quite bust on through. But the other big thing is Future is also stuck on 4 bases. It's going to be a very difficult task here for Future to expand and take a 5th.
Yeah, especially since after he goes beyond the 5th base, it's going to be much more difficult to really defend these positions. Now, like we said, this base with the rich Vespene gas in the middle of the map, very good position to defend, but other than that, not so much. Good EMP, and yeah, the Vipers are pretty down, but this one CC, unfortunately, floats a little too far forward. I think Wayne may have thrown away too much army, though.
Well,
as future, he just sits forward.
That would have been okay if Wayne had some lungers. He has 0 lurkers. He has nothing right now. He has poked the bear. Future, he sims on forward with everything he has, and there is nothing to stop him. He can definitely get on top of this army, but no, he doesn't want to. He wants to go straight for the bases instead.
And he really might as well just really force Wayne into a position where he has to push into him, really make sure that no lurkers or banelings whatsoever can really get up.
Yeah, exactly. Wayne, he had so much freedom this game. He had so much control as well, but one fell swoop, one swift move was all it took. GG gets called, and Future takes game number 1.
GG. Very, very nicely done by our NA Terran player, who had one of the roughest starts I think I've seen in a TvZ in a very long time.
Yeah, it was a brutal start to the game, but Future, he persevered. And Wayne, it was a double-edged sword. 1, Future was doing really well defensively. 2, Wayne was also staying on a really low worker count throughout. Like, he kept trying to end the game a little bit earlier, and that was slowing him down. And yeah, those last moments of that game was really difficult for Wayne, just because we talk about it all the time, mate. He poked the bear, Papi. He really did.
Things were looking very, very close for very, very long until Wayne kind of looked like he lost patience there and just sent his entire, or the majority of his army, into a siege up tank line.
Yeah, exactly. And alas, unfortunately, because it's neo-humanity, the counterattack is really, it doesn't take too long at all. It doesn't take too long at all to just move out across the map and immediately go for that counter-offensive. And as a result, Wayne just didn't have enough time to get any lurkers defensively, reactively, because he was racing back home, and Future didn't give him any time.
I get what you're saying here, Light. This game really exemplifies how important lurkers are.
You need them, Papi. You need them.
No, you don't. Certain players don't make lurkers.
Well, whether it's lurkers, whether it's, if you remember, he lost his infestors earlier. He didn't remake them, so he didn't have fungals. He didn't have any banelings, despite having the baneling nest. No banelings were out either, so there was nothing to stop the Terran from rushing forward.
Yeah. He was able to throw down 1 blinded cloud from his Vipers before the rest of them got EMP'd as well. So, I mean, at that point, our blind cloud's really the most game-changing spell. Well, if you have more than 1, maybe.
There you go. Yeah, but we only had 1, and with that, we're getting into game number 2, and oh boy, this is already a pretty spicy series. Like, game 1 was pretty wild and pretty back and forth. I can't wait for game 2, buddy. Oh.
Yeah. Show me.
Show me how to get
America
40% win rate in TvZ.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Alright, so the trick is low ground bunker, from what I'm learning.
That you have to cancel.
Yeah.
I mean, you point out something really important there, is that we should probably emphasize as well that Future was pretty dead after the opener. Like, it was not a good start for Future, man. It was not good at all. Like, it was rough.
Damn.
Yeah, really hard for victory there, but we'll see if he can close it out or if we go all the way to the ace match.
We shall find out as we dive on into Royal Blood. We're in the bottom left-hand corner map, starting all the way in the bottom left-hand corner. We have our yellow Terran player already sending 2 SCVs across the map. Well, no, just 1 SCV across the map. The other one just to build the supply depot. Oh. Well, it looks like we're going to get a spicy game. So here we have our American Terran player, USA, coming out from the land of America, living in South Korea right now, representing Maturino Esports. We have Future. Getting proxy hatched.
Yep, spawning in the top right-hand corner, going for that proxy hatch at the 3rd base location. We have the red Zerg player representing Team StarCom. It is Wayne. So one, I feel so very validated right now. I like a lot, so a lot's happening. As we do have the SCV scouts confirming the late gas, confirming the early pool as well. So Future knows he's at least being 12 pulled. So he has quite a lot of information. He hasn't seen the proxy yet, but 2 games in a row, Future has been going for these eBay blocks. And I don't know if you noticed, Yaku, but eBay blocks are typically reserved against Protoss players. This is a very rare sight against Zerg, but I've been hitting it on the ladder and it's so annoying. And I feel so validated seeing a pro player do it as well, because I'm like, it's good, just it's so good. Future. Just like it just throws a massive wrench in the works.
Yeah, you know, Zerg players have been getting pretty comfortable nowadays, getting their natural bases in ZVP.
True.
You know? Thanks, Eric. Future's coming in and say, there must always be one matchup where you cannot get your natural base.
He knows. You just don't let the Zerg player expand. But of course, Wayne is responding very well with this proxy hatchery. We do have that Roach one on the way, but this time Future, he keeps his SCV across the map. This time he does go in. He confirms he scouts that Roach warren.
Yeah, we're seeing an E. No, wait, no. That's the eBay that's blocking it, not.
eBay first?
I was looking up for a bunker. Yeah, I was like, whoa, what? Is this 2017?
Yeah, as we do still have a bunker in the low ground, but we do cancel that CC. Again, Future, he is aware that he won't be able to hold on to the natural base. It was a bit of a late cancel, but earlier than game 1 at least. And it looks like the creep has been scouted. Future is now fully aware that the roaches have arrived. And again, this bunker low ground, it's far too ambitious.
It's cancelled again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I could see the logic there from Future. He was hoping that by sheer mechanics he would be able to just delay these roaches, use the KD8 charges to bounce them back, but unfortunately not. I think even if he played that out perfectly, that bunker on the low ground would have still had to be cancelled.
Yeah, exactly. And as a result, boys have to be pulled. These Marines are very exposed. The bunker should be able to finish up, but 8 SCVs have already gone down. The damage has been done. And Wayne, he wants even more. He wants those depots again.
It is already a fantastic start here for Wayne. And unlike game number 1, you know, he's already got this proxy hatchery right outside of Future's base. He can just camp this for as long as possible. There's nothing telling him to just go back immediately and drone up.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he can drone if he wants to, but he's still just making nothing but army. Wayne is still very all in, and he wants to straight up end the game, and I don't blame him, especially after the last game. He's like, look, I let my opponent live last time, and look what happened. I lost the game, right? So may as well just press my advantage, and with this, he's going to be able to maybe even take down this Rax.
They took a half measure. That's what Wayne is saying over there, or is what he's thinking right now.
Is that what Rocky said? Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if you were making a Rocky impression, but it sounded like it. Okay, fair enough. As the Rich Ravager does, yeah.
That was my
He's gonna be lying or trying to bust up this ramp again, just threatening that bunker. Over time, though, this is going to become a better defense here for Future, but Wayne, he doesn't care. He pushes up the ramp.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of goes 2 ways, right? It's going to be a better defense for Future, but it's also going to be more units here for Wayne. And he's using it to bust on through. He already biles down every single bunker. This tank comes out at the worst possible time. GG is called, and Wayne is going to be able to tighten things up with his proxy or with his rush, and is going to force us into the ace match.
GG, well played. Once again, Future with a very lax reaction to it. A late cancel on the CC, a low ground bunker as well. Yeah, just maybe a little bit overconfident, especially after winning game 1. But maybe he's been humbled a little bit. And the question becomes, is Wayne going to roach rush again 3 games in a row?
Yes. My question is Future gonna eBay block?
Oh, 3 games in a row.
Yeah. Now it's gonna be a new trend.
Oh boy. We'll see. We'll see how this all does turn out, as game 3 is going to be taking place on Gressvan, a little bit of a larger map. But even if the map is large, Gressvan is not a bad map for Proxy Hatch.
Yeah. Just because the map is large doesn't mean your proxy is as well. I don't know. I wasn't sure where to go with that one.
Yeah, look, just because it's large doesn't
Can't
mean
come
that
up with
it's
something better for me.
doesn't mean it's a better map. You know, these small maps they get the job done. All right, they
Yeah,
they're good.
they're efficient.
They are. Oh, God. As
I
we
actually don't like large maps that much.
yeah, who needs them?
I like watching them in action. You know, I like
Yeah,
watching.
yeah.
I like watching them in action. But you know, when I'm put in that situation, I want something small.
I like
I
watching
want something
too.
small and comfortable.
There you go. So getting into the ace
New
match.
Gettysburg, hated playing it, loved watching it.
Let's go.
As we get into our ace match, that's enough discussion about maps for now and size. You know, it doesn't really matter that much in the end. Here we are now on Gresvan, where in the bottom right-hand corner map, spawning all the way. In the bottom right-hand corner, we of course have our yellow Terran player coming out from the land of America, USA. He is, of course, going to be representing Maturino Esports. We have Future of Terran.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Gresvan, getting eBay blocked once again, it is the red Zerg player. Oh, going for a gas first opener here, representing Team StarCom, it is Wayne.
Oh, so I was wrong. But I was also right.
Well,
And Wayne's not quite going for the road rush again, but in the future, that's not stopping him from eBay blocking.
well, remember, this was a gas first opener from Wayne, so with all that gas, he actually can go into a fast Roach Warren behind this. So, yeah, you could still be right in this. We'll see what the gas is going to be used for, as Wayne is forced to take another unnatural natural. He can't really vie for control of this eBay. So again, Future just throwing a wrench in the works, but at the same time, Wayne opening up very aggressively.
Yeah, and I think I kind of like this from Wayne. I think he has realized that if he gives Future even just a little bit of map control, a little bit of time, he is going to be macroing up hard. He is going to be coming up with a siege line, a defensive line that's going to be impossible to break. So Wayne, as much as possible, he wants to be in control of this game. He wants to be the one who takes that map control early on and forces Future into an uncomfortable position.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? Shout out to Future because he throws down a CC on the high ground.
He's traumatized.
He's learning. He's
Feels
adapting
bad,
over the
man.
course of the series. You know, he's not going to try and get like a low ground bunker or anything like that.
He's learned, but at what cost?
Oh god. So the other important thing to take note of is that Wayne does pull out of gas, so it's only for fast link speed. Future did confirm this, by the way. He went back in and he saw that there was no more gas mining and that link speed was on the way, so he knows that he is safe against any kind of roach push. Meanwhile, Wayne is just gonna try and be as economic as possible and macro out of this.
Yeah, very big difference. A very big difference from our previous two games.
Mhm.
Wayne just feeling validated with his Roach Horde win. And now he's feeling pretty comfortable to take it to a more economic game. I'm hoping this means that he's going to calm down a little bit. You know, he's not going to be needlessly sending units into tank lines and, you know, is going to be getting either banelings or lurkers at a bit of a quicker timing. But we'll see what he has planned here.
Yeah, definitely. It is a little bit too soon to tell at the moment, but likewise, I agree. I don't think Wayne has to rely on like hyper aggression with like roach all-ins. I do think he can be a very strong macro player as well, and I hope he has the confidence in himself to try to do that against Future. But we'll see, because Future has been on the up and up. He has been improving quite heavily over the past couple of weeks. He's only been in Korea, I think, for 2 weeks now, or 2.5 weeks, and yeah, he's been getting some really good results already. So it's really cool to see Future really thrive as he does go for a 1-1-1 opener, a later third CC.
Yeah, much safer this time with the Cloaked Banshees as well. Definitely seems a little bit traumatized from his previous games, but Banshees are nice and versatile. You know, we've seen how well Future can really control his Banshees in game number 1, so I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, his eventual harass with these Banshees will return with a lot of dead drones.
It's definitely possible, especially because Future wouldn't have to worry about like defending at the same time against any kind of roach harass or ling harass. He has a lot more control this game. But overall, as you were saying, this is a very safe opener from Future. It is, you know, a great opener in case there was an early roach warren and there was an early roach rush coming. Future would be in a commanding position. But for the time being, he does set himself a little bit behind economically. Well, I say behind economically. It's been a really weird game because it was also like a late third base as well from Wayne. So it's been wonky, Bobby. It's been wonky.
This is why Terran players, they got an eBay block.
As the Hellions are looking to hit the field, but the Lings have arrived. The drones are also pulled back as well. Behind this, Wayne going for his lair at a pretty reasonable time as well. So nothing too crazy out of Wayne.
Yeah. Nothing too crazy out of Wayne, nothing too committed out of Future here. Of course, with only six Hellions, sorry. You can't really dive on top of links and mineral lines like you can with 8. So he's just keeping to the edges, clearing up those creep tumors, and hopefully distracting Wayne enough for these Banshees to wreak havoc.
Yeah, exactly. That's really going to be the big moment here for Future as he does threaten to dive into the natural base. Once again, bringing all the queens over here to the natural. At the same time, the Banshees are diving into the main base, and the question is, has Wayne realized?
Well, whether he's realized or not, he does have Spore Crawlers ready, but Future is able to find a little angle here where no Spore Crawlers are in range. Immediately picks off 4 drones and makes it out of here alive. He could even just kill this hatchery or cancel it.
Yeah, he's gonna have to force a reaction out of these queens to try to save this hatchery, and if the queens don't rotate over, then the Hellions will be able to again threaten this. There we go. The queens do keep up with these Banshees. The Hellions, there is now an opening for them.
Yeah, unfortunately they rotated around to where the hatchery was though, and where all the queens were headed to as well. So in the end, Wayne is going to be able to get that 4th base up and running. Behind all this though, Future has been building up back at home. He has been doing typical Terran things. Stim finished up a while ago, and now he's just getting nothing but Marines, tanks, medevacs, and upgrades.
Yeah, exactly. Really solid follow-up here with a 3-1-1 setup. We should be throwing down additional Raxes soon, and we should be working towards just building things up overall here, as Wayne is taking up quite quickly, actually. Here at the 7-minute mark, he has Bailing Speed on the way alongside 1-1, alongside a Hydroden as well.
Yeah, I actually threw down a Hydroden before he got Link Speed. Bailing Speed, sorry.
Yeah, really greedy stuff here out of Wayne. Again, he does clearly want to rush into his Hydras, maybe even rush into Lurkers as well. We'll see what the plan is going to be as the Marines are stimming on forward, dancing with these queens. The tank positioning here is pretty damn good so far. Without Bailing Speed, it's going to be difficult for Wayne to deal with this.
Yeah, and even with Bailing Speed, once these Hellions turn into Hellbats, you don't really want to be sending your Link Bane into that. They get melted pretty much immediately.
Yeah, this is the cure move, right? Where he's got those Hellbats to protect those tanks. Marines can threaten the front lines here at the same time. We do see Wayne trying to set up a surround.
And that's quite a lot of supply over here for Wayne. This surround can really work out, but he's got to wait for Bailing Speed to finish up. Okay, he's pulling the trigger now.
Oh, I think we get the Bailing Speed roll in from behind, from the front as well. We get a full surround, and we're going to be able to clean this up.
Wayne, Future, sorry, did have to hot pick up a little bit there. A little bit of an inefficient hot pickup, picking up Hellions or Hellbats, sorry, instead of Marines. But here comes the next round, and this is even more terrifying.
Yeah, there are only a handful of Bailings left. They do not connect, by the way. The Marines stand strong, but the Hydras arrive just in time, and it looks like Wayne is barely going to have enough to deflect Future and force him back.
Everything was on such a knife's edge in that engagement. Future sniped the Banelings, and if he didn't do that, his entire force would have gone down immediately. But just in the nick of time, those Hydras did get into position. There were just enough of them to chase Future back here.
And as a result, Wayne gets away with the 4th base. We got the 5th on the way as well. The 5th is, a little bit delayed, and something that I will say is that Wayne doesn't have the most creep spread either. He was trying to spread creep earlier, but because of all the Hellions, because of the push as well, Future was doing a great job at just slowing it all down. So Future isn't in the worst position behind this, even though he did get deflected.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of his game plan was hinged on being able to take out that base and gaining a lot of momentum from there. But like you said, he wasn't ignoring his own economy back home. He was still expanding. He's continuing to expand now, as a matter of fact. So, all in all, still in a great position. And I think we're just going to get to that late game once again, like we saw in New Humanity.
It's kind of what it's looking like. I mean, the tank count isn't amazing at the moment yet, so I do think that Wayne can maybe take advantage of that in some way, but he's working towards the infestation pit, so he's working towards Hive, working towards that lurker tech once again. Doesn't look like he necessarily wants to be too active anytime soon, as for the time being he's trying to keep up with the drops.
And keep up with them he is pretty damn nicely.
Yeah, decent Baneling connection. You know, now that he has the map control, he's able to spread his wings and spread his creep at the same time. And now going to be headed towards the center of the map. 2-2 on the way as well. But with all these medevacs, Future can try to go for some multi-pronged aggression. He can try and pull apart his opponent.
Just like so. Or, well, that's what he's planning to do now with the rocks being cleared up. At Future, he does scan. He does notice it. And yeah, we're getting into everybody's favorite part of TvZ, the late game turtle.
Oh, let's go. Fourth base is on the way for Future. That's the added advantage of taking the center base, is it does kind of make it very safe here to expand behind it and take these two top right-hand bases as well. That is why Gresvan is such a notorious map for the late game. The map can be split in half quite easily here, and as a result, that's kind of the direction that we're going to be headed here, as Wayne is still working on his Hive. It does feel like a bit of a late Hive, to be honest, so Future is going to have a bit of a timing here with 3-3 where he has that upgrade advantage.
Yeah, but we'll see what he's able to make use of that. I liking this from Future, kind of forcing a little bit of an engage here, kind of baiting a lot of supply into tank range.
Up. Yeah,
and just like that, a lot of SCVs will go down to the Banelings, but look at that army supply difference right now. Future just took a fantastic trade, and there's nothing holding him back.
That's the thing,
well,
like,
I say that, but
Wayne, he just sent a wave of Ling Bane. He got 3 tanks and 8 SCVs. I don't know if that was really worth it. I'm really concerned if Wayne does that for a second time. I do think that that is going to trigger a counterattack. I do think that Future, he wants to wait for 3-3. Like, he doesn't want to push out without it. He should be aware that he does have a very strong timing, a very strong power spike in a couple of moments. Once that does kick in, yeah, hopefully Wayne isn't as wasteful or as forceful when it comes to trying to break these positions.
yeah, Future's definitely playing it safe here, which, you know, you can't blame him for being. Which you can't really blame him for being right now. He is in the ace match. He doesn't want to throw away his chances to advance in the next round. It is single elimination today. But I do kind of feel like he left something on the table over there.
Yeah, even if he didn't move out with everything, maybe like some drops, you know, maybe just with some bio he could have tried to harass and pick apart some of these fringe bases. There was definitely an opportunity that was provided to him. Didn't quite go for it though, as he backs off, and now Wayne has his Hive. Now he has a couple of Vipers as well for blinding clouds, for even some abducts. This army here can do so much more this time.
Yeah, Adrenal Glance is about to finish up here for Wayne. His own +3 is still quite far away. Great blinding clouds get thrown down, taking just about every single tank here, except for one in the back line. Great splits from Future, and in the end, it is a better trade for Future, but it could have been way worse here for Wayne.
And this is the moment. This is the counterattack. The bear has been poked once again. 3-3 kicks in. Future, he lost like 10 army supply. Like, he didn't really lose too much there. And now Wayne is on the back foot once again. No lurkers to defend. Only Ling Bane. He doesn't have that many Banelings left over.
Yeah, and look at how many Marauders there are right now. When you have this many Marauders, you don't really care about simming bio forward as long as you have Marines in the back line. These Banelings are not going to connect with anything.
A base goes down, and Future, he can just keep on pushing. He can push up this ramp into those Morphing and Banelings as well. He does have to slow push with these tanks, though. He has to be careful not to be caught on siege, especially considering that these Vipers, they have enough energy for another Blinding Cloud. He's going for it.
Yeah, the Blinding Cloud. One Blinding Cloud gets thrown down. 2 tanks get caught, but there are still 2 more in the back line. A lot of Marines here, but not enough to really break on through. Wayne is going to push this back.
He is, but you know what, Future, he's pulling back to his reinforcements. It looks like the reinforcements weren't able to get there in time. Otherwise, he may have been able to keep on pushing up that ramp, and the tank does get saved, but another goes down.
And yet another goes down as well. So take that will be forced to unsiege, and Wayne is just relentless right now. He doesn't seem to have as much resources as he would like, but still, he's got Future on the back foot.
He does.
He's still able to produce a ton more links much quicker than Future can produce bio or tanks.
I mean, this time he got another mineral line. That's 2 mineral lines gone down in a matter of moments, and as a result, Future, his economy took a very massive hit. He's forced to back off, and Wayne has regained map control. That was very close, though. That was on a knife's edge. If it wasn't for those blinding clouds, if it wasn't for Future not rallying across the map, then that may just have been it.
Yeah. There was one ghost in this army for Future. You know, a lot of things, a lot of factors had to kind of go right there.
Exactly, and as a result, now Future is on the back foot. Wayne, he remaxes once again. The Vipers are coming in. Once again, more blinding clouds are thrown down.
Yeah? But there's still a lot of tanks that are blinding clouded, and the Vipers do get picked off. A lot of Banelings do go down, but a couple of good Baneling connections as well were had. CC will burn down. There's no SCV in range. No, there's a mule! No, mule! Please!
Don't push the mule away! Oh. Jesus. CC will barely survive. Only 8 SCVs went down that time, so that was a bit of a better trade for Future, but he's still trying to recover. He's still thankfully repairing, and Wayne, he can just remax and go again.
Emil was trying so hard to repair.
Oh god, it was trying so hard, and the army was just pushing it away. He's like, no, let me get to work. What are you doing? We're gonna die.
So time for that.
Oh god. But yes, CC will survive. Behind this was still pumping out tanks. Still no ghosts, as you pointed out. And as a result, these Vipers have been the MVPs here for Wayne. Every single time they're just cash and money. And here we go. Once again, we roll on in.
Yeah, without the Vipers, I don't think Wayne would have been able to take any sort of head-on engagements. But hang on. That was not the best use of Viper. That was a very efficient trade here for Wayne. And once again, he is not simming on forward, actually. He was thinking about it, but now he pulls back.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is that Future at this point, he's really struggling to remax. He's really struggling to build up an army. So even though that was a really efficient trade, a really efficient fight for Future, he just can't do much else other than defend right now. Meanwhile, amidst all this, Wayne is taking every single base on the map. He's joining up quite happily. He's finally getting into his own 3-3, which was delayed. And yeah, he's just going to be able to push in once again. He has to be careful, though. He's maxed. He still only has 1 Viper.
Yeah, it clears up a little bit of supply here, but immediately remaxes on Lings and Banes. Swamp Viper is very vulnerable. I mean, it's 4 blinding clouds at most, and even then, if it gets too close to the Marines, it's just gonna get shredded.
Yeah, exactly. As we do have a massive Link counterattack trying to cripple the economy here at this triangular base. At the same time, here we go. Once again, Wayne just pushing forward. We've got a lot of Marauders here to just tank the Ling Bane, and Future, he pushes on forward.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's hoping to do. A couple of blinding clouds do get thrown down, but once again, throwing out a blinding cloud on a bio army isn't the best use of your Viper energy. And I'm loving that Future is just going that Kaz style. He has been on 46 workers for a while. He has no intention of remaking them. He just wants to have a massive bio army.
Yeah, the Papa Kaz is strong within it, but is it going to be enough? As you were saying, that means the Future has a super maxed army. Once again, off the back of this efficient trade, he's able to stem on forward. Another hatchery is going to be going down, but Wayne has time to rebuild. He has time to make these Banelings.
He really does. Pressure is on Future right now to get on top of Wayne's army. Great blinding clouds getting just about every single tank here. Bio is forced to pick up, but a lot of them does get caught in the middle of the map and surrounded. This is another very efficient trade for Future, but he does not have he just doesn't have the resources or the income to keep this going. Every single unit that goes down is a unit that he's not going to be able to remake.
Exactly, and once again, the Vipers have been the MVPs. The base falls, and finally, Wayne has broken on through. The center base does go down. We even have another link counter attack here on the left-hand side, and Future, he barely has anything left. He's limping along with 37 SCVs, and he doesn't really have a bank to work with. He's got a gas bank, not a mineral one.
This is why we need to have exchange rates or conversion rates in StarCraft 2.
You know, when the Age of Empires 4 came out, people were asking for that, because that is something you can do in AoE 4 with the marketplace. Yeah. But Link Bane rolls on in, another base goes down. We do see Future trying to catch this army here of Wayne, but alas, oh god, there's just so much supply here in favor of the Zerg.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at this and I'm looking at the, the supply disparity, and I'm saying, being down 30 supplies of Terran player, not the end of the world if you have really good positioning, but, we're at a point where Future, he's backed into a corner. There's no way he can get good positioning. GG is called, and Wayne is going to be taking that series 2-1, taking out all of the hopes and all of the dreams of America. Do, do, do. Do, do.
GG, well played. Congratulations to Wayne for taking that series. That was quite a close one, but again, it was really close, especially when it comes to Future's pushes. Like, he had so much momentum so often, but just barely, he couldn't quite close it out. He was very committed with them, with a very kind of lower tech army, never heading towards those ghosts, never heading towards those spellcasters, and yeah, Wayne was able to get that map control and maintain control of that game. GG, well played, as he does advance on into the next round.
Those low ground bunkers are going to be living rent-free in my head. I'm going to be continually questioning it. I'm going to go to bed tonight and kind of think, if Future took that proxy hatch seriously, might have won that series.
Yeah, we may not have needed a game 3. It could have been a 2-0 definitely if of course Future were able to react and respond in time in that second game. But regardless, of course, GG, well played. We are headed over into the next round where we already have quite a lot of players. We have a lot of updates actually, so we can take this moment here to try and go over the bracket.